Welcome back to Science Online class. Right now, see, this is our lecture number 5 for the same chapter, matter in our surrounding. And right now, we have seen the effect of the temperature on changing the states of the matter. Okay, how the solid it is converted into the liquid state, and after that, how liquid it is converted into the gaseous state. What is the latent heat of fusion? What is the latent heat of vaporization? All the things we have talked about, including the melting point and boiling point here. Right now, see what is the effect of pressure on the states of matter. That is the phenomena we have to understand. See here one diagram I have made for the simplification so that you may understand it easily. Right now, see what is there. This is the piston. 1, 2, 3. This is the piston. I have written commonly, and here this is the cylinder. Very easy. What we are trying to do? Actually, we are with the help of the piston. Actually, we are compressing it. So, for example, this is we are compressing the gas. Okay. What is filled inside the cylinder? Inside the cylinder, gas is filled. And what we are trying to do? We are just compressing the gaseous particle. Why? Because the gases are highly compressible. That we are knowing it. So when we are compresses the gaseous particles, so right now see initially the gaseous particles, these are situated at a far most distance. The distance between the particles it is more, and that's why the force of attraction in between the particles it is very less, and that's why it is in the gaseous state. Right now see the next figure. What is happening when we are applying the more pressure? When we are applying the more pressure means we are increasing the pressure. We are applying the force, meaning is that we are increasing the pressure. So what is happening? This arrangement it is changing into the such kind of the arrangement. In the second figure, you may observe that the distance between the particles it is very less, and right now, okay, the distance between the particles it is less, and the force of attraction in between the particles it will be going to be increased. And after that, see the next figure. Again, you can see after the piston. With the help of the piston, when we are applying the more pressure here, means we are increasing the pressure more. In the greater extent, we are increasing the pressure. So what is happening here? Right now you can see it is just converted into the form of solid. You can imagine it. This is the arrangement of the liquid state. Wherever enough distance is there in between the particles, force of attraction is also present there. And this is near around the means structure of the solid. Okay, you may imagine it like structure of the solid. Why? Because the particles they are very close to each other, and very strong force of attraction is working in between them. So what we are doing actually by applying the pressure, by increasing the pressure, actually the particles of the matter they are being close together. These are brought close to each other, and when the particles they are very much close to each other, so definitely the attraction force between the particles it will be increased, and in such a way they will change their states also. This particular procedure it is just opposite to the temperature. In the temperature, when we are increasing the temperature, so what we are doing, we are increasing the kinetic energy between the particles, and after that their distance it is going to be increased, and the force of attraction it is going to be decreased. By applying the heat, actually we are breaking the bonding between the particles. The attraction force it is overcome by applying the heat, but here we are doing just opposite process. Actually the particles these are brought close to each other, and we are increasing the force of attraction in between the particles. So what is the conclusion right now? By increasing the pressure, okay, this is the just reverse phenomena of by increasing the temperature. So by increasing the pressure, or you can say by reducing the temperature. When we are increasing the pressure, so definitely the temperature it will be going to be reduced. Why? Because the pressure and temperature they both are reciprocal to each other. When we are increasing the temperature, so pressure will be reduced, and when we are increasing the pressure, so temperature will be automatically reduced. So when we are increasing the pressure on any of the matter, so what is happening? Okay, the distance between the particles it will be going to be reduced, force of attraction it will be increased, and the particles they will be very close to each other, and that's why they change their state from solid to liquid, also from liquid to gaseous state also. if I have to give one example, so what is the daily life example? Have you heard about solid carbon dioxide? Okay, have you heard about solid carbon dioxide? What is that? What is the solid carbon dioxide? Okay, what is the carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is a gaseous substance. Okay, actually the particles, they are very far from each other. So what we are doing, by increasing the pressure, we are just bringing each particles of the carbon dioxide very close to each other, and we are just and after that what will happen, the force of attraction in between the particles, it will be increased, and directly the carbon dioxide, which is actually in the gaseous state, it can be directly converted into the solid state. It can be directly converted into the solid state. From the gaseous state, they can be directly converted into the solid state. And how? By increasing the pressure, actually the particles, these are brought very close to each other, and after that they are just converted into the solid form, and that solid form, it is known as the solid carbon dioxide, and it is famous with the name dry ice. That's why it is known as dry ice. Okay, dry ice, we have seen that शुष्क बर्फ. Actually dry ice, it is nothing, it is a solid carbon dioxide. So how it will be formed? By increasing the pressure. Okay, by increasing the pressure, we are just converting the gaseous carbon dioxide into the solid form, and that is known as the dry ice. Right now, see the next thing, it is the interconversion of states. We have seen so many things. We have studied about the temperature also. We have studied about the effect of pressure also. Right now, see what is happening. Actually, there are the three states of the matter. I have written here on the circle. You can see solid, liquid, and gas. So right now, try to see what is the interconversion of the states. So see here, any of the solid, it can be converted into the liquid state, and the liquid also, it can be converted into the solid state. How the solid can be converted into the liquid state? The process by which the solid it is converted into the liquid state, it is known as fusion. Okay, and the process by which the liquid can be converted into the solid state, it is known as solidification. Solidification, or you can say it is also known as okay, this is known as solidification. Right now, see the next thing. The liquid, when the liquid they changes into the gaseous state, this particular process, it is known as evaporation. When the liquid it changes into the gaseous state, this particular process, it is known as evaporation. And the gas, when the process by which the gases it can be converted into the liquid state, it is known as condensation. Okay, by the condensation only we can cool the gas particles, water vapor, and they are just converted into the water droplets, means liquid state. Right now, see, when the solid it is directly converted into the gaseous state, this particular process is known as sublimation. We have seen in the last experiment in form of the ammonium chloride or camphor, you can say. Same like that, when the water vapor, when the gaseous particles they are directly converted into the solid state, so this particular process is known as deposition. So this is all about the interconversion of the states. Right now we have to study about the evaporation. Okay, so I am just going to rub the board. Evaporation. What is the evaporation? Very easy. What is the evaporation? How you can define the evaporation? What is the evaporation? Very easy. The process by which, what we should write down? The process by which what? Evaporation means any liquid substance or any liquid matter changes into the gaseous state. Changes into gaseous state. This particular process is called, it is known as evaporation. The process by which any of the liquid substance, any of the liquid matter, it just changing its state from liquid to the gaseous state. That particular process, it is known as evaporation. Okay. Right now, what is the main thing? Evaporation is a surface phenomena. Evaporation is a surface phenomena. What is the meaning of surface phenomena? Surface phenomena is that Surface phenomena means it means the rate of evaporation. It depends upon the surface area. Right now we will try to understand how it is a surface phenomena. Okay. See what happens. What happens? Evaporation is a surface phenomena. How we are able to understand? Look here. What happens? Imagine that some water it is capped. I want to give you some of the examples. See here. Actually, what happens? Suppose your mother is serving you a hot tea or coffee. So generally, what we do? Actually, the hot milk also you can take. So what we do generally, because it is very hot in nature, so we are not able to sip it. Okay. So what we do? We just take one container, and after that we are just pouring, okay, the hot milk directly into the container, or you can say in a plate. Why we are pouring the hot milk or hot tea directly into the plate? Why? Because we want to increase the surface area. If the surface area will be more, so definitely the rate of evaporation will increase, and immediately the hot milk it will be cold, and after that it will become very easy process for us to drink it. And that is the process, and that's why it is known as a surface phenomena. What happens in the evaporation? What happens? Consider any river. Okay, so the surface, all the particles of the liquid which are present on the surface, all the particles of the liquid which are present on the surface, actually they are directly facing the sunlight. Okay, all the sunlight directly it is coming on the surface of the water. So all the particles, all the liquid particles which are present at the surface area, actually their kinetic energy is some more. They have the higher kinetic energy because they are getting the sunlight. So the temperature it is also going to be increased, and with the temperature the kinetic energy it is always going to be increased. And after that one stage comes when they have the enough kinetic energy. So vibration is going to be start. All the particles they are in the motion, they are trying to move here and there, they are just colliding with each other. And this particular energy which they are getting from the sunlight, actually when it is overcome, or when this particular energy it overcomes the force of attraction between the particles of the liquid, when this particular energy which they are getting from the sunlight, it overcomes the force of attraction between the particles of the liquid. So at the same moment the liquid particles they leave their fixed position, and after that they are just ready to enter into the next state, and that particular state is a gaseous state. So the liquid particles they are just changing their state, they are just leaving their old state, and they are just entering into the next stage, that is the water form, water vapor. They are just converted themselves into the water vapor form. That particular process it is known as the evaporation. After that, next thing is that evaporation is a continuous process. Evaporation is a continuous process, and that is the thing when we are spreading our clothes outside. So after some time it is going to be dry up. Why? Because outside temperature is there, and evaporation is a continuous process. For example, sometimes you can see so for example you are pouring some amount of the water. You are pouring some amount of the water on the surface, and after that what happens? After some time it is dry up quickly. Why? Because evaporation is a continuous process. Actually all the water particles they are just absorbing the heat from the surrounding, and whenever they get the sufficient energy, so they just break down the force of attraction which is present in between the particles, and they just converted themselves into the water vapor form. Right now in the next lecture we are going to talk about what are the factors which affect the evaporation. So there are so many factors which affect the evaporation. First is that surface area. What is the first factor? First is by increasing the surface area. If the surface area will be more, so the rate of evaporation will be definitely more. Same thing I have explained you in form of the example of the hot cup of tea. What we are doing, whenever we are holding the hot cup of tea in a cup, and when we are pouring it on the plate, so what we are doing actually, we are just increasing the surface area. If the surface area will be more, so definitely all the particles which are present on the surface, they will get the heat, and after that they are just immediately it becomes cold with the help of the surrounding. Whenever the temperature escape out, so immediately it will become cold. So if the surface area will be more, so definitely the rate of evaporation will be more. Okay, so that is the first factor which affect the evaporation. Some of the more factors we will see in the next lecture. Till then, thank you so much.